I ain't gonna lie, that plot twist, it kind of got me. I didn't expect for them to have this well thought out master plan, although in retrospect, thinking about it now, Shikamaru is very intelligent and very good at planning, so I should have been under the assumption that, yeah, he's plotting this all along, but they threw us for a loop, or they threw me at the very least for a loop, because I didn't expect that him, Soku, and Ro were all in on their little master plan to invade the land of silence. Now, honestly, the first half of this episode, or first quarter, somewhere around there, was a little bit slow paced. A lot of it was setting up for the ultimate betrayal and, going rogue and deserting your village. And I ain't gonna lie, I just kind of had a little bit of a chuckle, just a little bit of a chuckle when Shikamaru was talking about the punishment, the severity of, abandoning your village, deserting your village. The shinobi law will punish you to the furthest extent of it. And I'm like, yeah, let's ask Sasuke how bad his punishment was. Although, to be fair, in the novels, I do believe he was actually sitting in prison for more than what was shown in the actual manga and even in the anime. I think in the manga and the anime, they didn't really specify time. I believe in the novels, they said he was in jail for like a year or so. So there was a good lengthy amount of time between, the time he went to prison and he was released and went on his adventure. But nevertheless, that line kind of threw me for a loop. I was like, yeah, I don't think it's that severe. And I mean, as a whole, the episode, the art was looking pretty gorgeous, I ain't gonna lie. The animation was okay too, nothing bad there. It was pretty solid. It wasn't extravagant like some of the stuff we actually had in the Sasuke Shiden arc, but it was still pretty good. The characters so far though, Ro and Soku, there isn't anything, to be honest with you, that's special about them right now that's really grabbing me. Ro just kind of seems a little bit like a failed shinobi, kind of like that shinobi that like he was old as shit, he was still a genin. Like, he kind of reminds me of that in a way. And it was interesting how he got cut off right before he was about to tell a little bit of his story, when Shikamaru was like, yeah, you've surely been through some stuff, right? And Ro was like, I simply survived death. And he was about to go on and, he got cut off. So I'm imagining there's going to be a little bit more of an interesting backstory for Ro, but so far I'm just kind of like, okay, he's there, he's an underling for Shikamaru. And then Soku is just kind of fucking annoying with the shit that she's doing. It's like, she's one of those little kids that you gotta really watch and pay attention. And I'm imagining it's good for Shikamaru's character, because if everything would have been smooth sailing and he would have had these really nice cooperative, underlings, then it would have been just easy. So I think it's helping to teach Shikamaru a lesson in a sense. So it's good for his development that, sometimes it's not gonna be easy and I need to learn how to train these motherfuckers in a sense and teach them, like, okay, how we're gonna do things. Because you could tell that, like, even it was mentioned in the episode that Soku was kind of not all bullshitting about wanting to dip out on the leaf and go to them, because that's the bad thing about peace in a sense in a world like the shinobi world. The shinobi world is supposed to be doing deeds that aren't necessarily the best thing in the world. They're ninja, but unfortunately in this time of peace, people like the new generation, they're fucked because they really don't have anything that they can do to prove themselves. The last era that really could have proved themselves was Naruto's era. That era was like, okay, they had all these invasions and then the war and everything, so they had a shot. But essentially, these problems is the cost of peace, which is not really bad problems, like, oh man, I'm mad, I'm kind of out of work. But I mean, hey, they ever explore the idea of maybe you don't necessarily need to be a shinobi, you can use your talents for other things? That's just kind of a thought. And I mean, to be honest with you, the episode as a whole, it was a good episode for the most part. It was them, advancing to the land of silence. Again, I would argue the first quarter or half was a bit slow paced. Second half with the whole betrayal and then the revelation, the plot twist that it was all just a plan to begin with, was kind of nice or whatever. And now they're in the land of silence. So honestly, not much to say about this episode other than it was okay, it was good. Shikamaru yet again being a fucking genius, planning everything out with Ro and Soku. I'm just hoping that Soku eventually within this arc, and I hope it's not at the very end, starts to grow up a little bit and develop a little bit from being this annoying, I want to do what I want, to actually listening to Shikamaru. And I want to get more into Ro, because it seems as though there might be something interesting there with that character. But yeah, art, animation, pretty dope, and overall solid episode, 7 out of 10. But let me know what you thought about this episode. How did you feel about the whole plot twist at the end of it with Shikamaru knowing everything? Do you feel as though it measures up to what we got with the Sasuke stuff? Because to be honest with you, I feel as though as of right now, the past couple episodes we had of Shikamaru's, Shiden or Hiden or, his novel adaptation, so to speak, in comparison to Sasuke's was definitely stronger. The Shikamaru one is okay. Sasuke's was like, yo, he's with Orochimaru, he's with Taka. So right now, the Shikamaru stuff is okay in comparison to the Sasuke stuff, but it's still pretty good. And your overall thoughts of the episode. But that's all I have for this one. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you want more from me, make sure to subscribe, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and stalk my Facebook to get more when the video ends. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day.